Moving on to the next session, we'll hear from Australia Minister for Trade, Tourism and Investment, Senator Simon Birmingham, on the country's efforts in FinTech. Senator Birmingham will highlight recent enhancements to Australia's FinTech digital infrastructure, covering consumer data rights, open banking, an enhanced regulatory sandbox, FinTech's role in assisting society's recovery through 2020 and into 2021, and finally, the Singapore-Australia Digital Economy Agreement. Just to set some context about this agreement, the aim is to create a seamless digital trading environment between the two countries, crucial for businesses during this COVID-19 pandemic. It will also enable trusted cross-border data flows without unnecessary and costly requirements such as data localization, while protecting consumers' privacy and businesses' proprietary information. Here's Senator Birmingham with his presentation.
Hello and thank you for the opportunity to join the Singapore FinTech Festival today. During a year that has thrown incredible challenges at every sector of the global economy, FinTech has delivered real value to consumers in almost every corner of the world. Australia's FinTech sector complements Singapore's. Together we have an important role to play in the recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. Australia's financial services sector has been central to our nation's stellar growth story in recent years, built on strong foundations and a supportive policy environment. This has been a great advantage for Australia in 2020, and one of the reasons why we have been able to achieve such strong health and economic outcomes. Australian banks were fortunate to be well capitalised when the economy began to deteriorate in the wake of the COVID-19 restrictions. They were able to offer loan restructures and deferred mortgage payments to clients, and the Australian government put in place more than $257 billion of direct economic support measures to cushion the pandemic's blow. Our government continues to work closely with regulators and financial institutions as we adapt to a new normal in the wake of COVID-19. There have been a few milestones this year in our work to further strengthen Australia's FinTech landscape. First, the introduction of the world-first consumer data right. This initiative empowers consumers, opening the door to better and more convenient products and services customised to the consumer's needs. The consumer data right allows consumers to have access to their own data in a standardised form and to direct its secure transfer to third parties. All data transfers through the CDR will be on the consumer's terms. The CDR will be implemented on a sector-by-sector basis, starting with open banking and then moving to other sectors where consumers suffer from information asymmetry, such as the energy sector, superannuation and insurance. In banking, the CDR will revolutionise the way consumers and small businesses approach the financial system. It will allow consumers to shop around for a better deal, to use more sophisticated comparison apps, and ultimately to reduce the time and cost of switching providers. It comes after many years working with industry and regulators to create a comprehensive set of data standards, and I'm encouraged by the interest from key partners in our region to expand the reach of these standards beyond our shores. At a time when many people find themselves under immense financial stress, open banking will make it easier for consumers to make changes to their financial affairs, switching or refinancing their mortgage, revising their investment risk appetite, looking at new credit or savings products. The second milestone I'd like to mention is Australia's September launch this year of our enhanced regulatory sandbox. The sandbox allows businesses to test a wide range of products and services for a full 24 months without obtaining a financial services licence or a credit licence from the Australian Securities and Investment Commission. By reducing barriers to entry and promoting competition, this will provide a further boost to Australia's FinTech sector and ecosystem. The third milestone is particularly relevant: the ratification and entry into force of the Australia-Singapore Digital Economy Agreement this week. It's the most ambitious digital trade agreement with our largest trade and investment partner in ASEAN, our valued friends from Singapore. This agreement not only makes it easier for Australian businesses to connect with Singapore's dynamic, innovative and sophisticated economy, it creates a benchmark for digital trade rules in our region and paves the way for a FinTech bridge between Australia and Singapore. Practically speaking, this agreement will lower costs for Australian and Singaporean businesses in relation to data transfer, personal data protection, e-invoicing, paperless customs procedures, and electronic certification for agricultural products. The scope of the DEA goes beyond digital trade to cover a wide range of digital economy issues, with a strong focus on cooperation in FinTech and RegTech, cybersecurity, digital identities, artificial intelligence, data innovation and standards. We see enormous opportunities from greater cross-border investment and collaboration in the FinTech space. Increasingly, we're looking to the opportunities on our doorstep, taking advantage of Australia's demographic advantages that make us an ideal testbed for Asian FinTechs who want to enter Western markets. Australians are digitally and financially literate. We have an excellent financial inclusion with a banked population of nearly 100%, and we have very similar demographics to much of Western Europe and North America. Although the pandemic has put pressure on many FinTechs, times of crisis also present opportunities. People are looking for new ways to manage their business and personal affairs thanks to COVID-19 restrictions. I feel confident that FinTech will play an important role in recovery. Australia's FinTech offerings are diverse, and we have tremendous organic growth with a strong culture of collaboration by both challengers and incumbents. According to the FinTech Australia census, over 3/4 of Australian FinTechs are post-revenue, and 1/4 of those companies have year-on-year growth of more than 300%. Last year, 7 Australian companies were named among the world's top 100 FinTechs. Critically, our ecosystem is also globally focused, with more than 40% of our FinTechs already established overseas. Even in 2020, the year of pandemic, fires, floods and hail, more than half of Australian FinTech firms are focusing on expanding overseas. In a very difficult year, FinTechs have been a bright spot, and the spirit of collaboration we, governments, regulators, industry, have already developed as we work to develop a framework for digital economy bodes well for the future. Thank you for the opportunity to join you in this forum, and I look forward to seeing the enormous advances this sector and our collaboration will make together into the future.
Thank you for that, Senator Birmingham. Now, Australia does seem to be on the right track in encouraging open innovation in the FinTech space as a way to assist the road to recovery. And the Australian government is also putting its money where its mouth is. Most recently, the New South Wales government in Australia committed $700 million to expanding the state's digital infrastructure, stating that COVID-19 has shown up just how important it is to have the digital infrastructure and the skills to match for a modern, flexible society.